Hi guys, welcome back to Gardening with Creations by DX & Co. Today we're going to get started by repotting our lemon tree. So let's get started. So this here is our lemon tree. We started from seed. And obviously it's in a raspberry container because we had up-potted it once before, and now it's that time of year where we need to repot it. So we've picked out this pot here, much larger pot. Already have some soil in it from previous plants that were in it, so this is just some potting mix that was in there. We're going to add some fresh potting mix to that today. But we're going to go ahead and pull out this lemon tree, and I'll show you exactly what we're looking at here. The important thing is you find a workspace that you're comfortable in working. I'm actually going to be working in our kitchen sink to try to keep some of the stuff contained from falling out. You're going to take your container, if you can. Not all trees are you going to be able to transplant just by pulling them out of their container. Sometimes you're going to actually have to slice this with like a razor knife or something and cut at this so you can break it apart so you can get the tree out. So whatever it takes to actually get the tree out. Now for me, I'm going to actually flip this upside down, and I'm doing it over the other pot so that I catch all that soil if anything falls out. And I'm going to gently squeeze the sides a little bit, the bottom, tap on the bottom a little bit, and try to get this to slide out so that you get the entire root ball. Now you see just some very healthy roots. You can tease these roots a little bit. Just don't try not to break them. It's okay if you do, they will grow back. But you're just trying to tease them out just kind of a little bit, make them a little loose so that they know it's okay to start reaching out, branching out in the new soil. Because what happens when you have a tree in one location too long, or in a pot too long that's too small for it, is it starts to get root bound, and so the roots start to grow in a circular direction, and we actually want it to branch out. This goes the same if you're repotting it or putting it out into your yard or something like that. And we'll plant some apple trees this year as well, but in particular I want to keep this lemon tree potted in soil. So what I'm looking to do is raise the soil level up high enough that my lemon tree is actually about flush with the top of the pot. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. I've got the soil in there from before. Now my lemon tree is almost flush with the top of my pot. That's as high as the soil that I want to pack around it would be, but I want to go a little bit higher than this. This isn't quite as high as I would like to be. So I'm going to go out in the garage, grab the rest of my potting soil. I'm going to put some soil underneath this root ball a little bit more. We're going to raise it up a little bit, and then we'll start packing it around it. Okay, went to the garage, grabbed the potting mix. So I'm going to get this cut open here and get some soil in here. Okay, so I've got some fresh potting soil in there. I've raised this level up. One of the things I like to do as I'm filling this up at this level is I like to take the faucet and actually rinse water through here. I'm actually not going to use faucet water. I'm going to use my watering can from the aquarium water so I can give it some fresh nutrients along with, so kind of like fertilizer, along with the new potting mix. So, but we've raised this soil level up. We're just going to test to make sure it's the level we want it to be here by putting in our pot, our plant. As you can see, we're right where we want to be. I can hold my hand flat across that. I've got the level that I want it to be. So we're going to start backfilling around here, but first I'm going to water it in. Stay with me. I've got my pot watered in. Make sure you choose a pot with good drainage holes. You can hear it seeping out the bottom there, so that's good. And I'm gonna put my plant in here now, my lemon tree. So we're just gonna set that in the center make sure that we've got it where we want it. You can't redo this part. So notice I'm not breaking up the ball that was formed from the previous pot. I'm leaving that dead center. And what I'm doing is just taking soil from my potting mix and just backfilling around it. Once I get a layer in there, then what I'm going to do is just water that layer in on the sides. Kind of pack it down around there, not too tight. I want it to be loose enough that the soil, the roots can grow into that soil on the sides as well as go down. So I've chosen, when you're choosing a new pot for your plant, you want to choose one that's at least 1.5 times, if not 2 times bigger. You don't want to go huge when you're up potting your plant, but you do want to go about 1 to 1.5 times the current pot size that it's in. That goes for whether or not you're in a current little baby starter pot or whether you're in a massive kind of raspberry pot like I had before. And now we're going to a much larger one for this these roots to find some growth here. So let me show you what we've got so far. See our original root ball in the middle there, our original pot, and now we're just kind of filling in with some potting soil around the outside. Just it's okay that some of it's kind of falling on the top, but I'm just taking a handful of potting soil and just loosely spreading it around. And then we're going to water all this through. Got some evening sun coming in. I apologize if you're getting a glare there. But we're going to get it, we want the soil level to come flush with the top of this root ball. Kind of want that mounded up in the center, but that's why it's a little higher. We're going to go a little lower, kind of angle down in the pot there. Hard part's going to be trying to find a spot to keep the cats from digging in here. So I would like to put this out in the greenhouse, but I'm not going to do that because we've got some cold weather coming and I don't want to lose this tree. So let me finish getting this in and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so we've got a very good soil level. You can see, I'm just going to push this ball down a little bit. Make sure it's nice and secure in there. See, it's a little wobbly, but I'm going to push it down, just kind of pack it in there a little bit now that I've got the soil on the sides there. So I'm going to water this in, and we may have to add some additional soil after we've watered this in because it'll probably sink down a little. You can see I watered real heavy. It is sitting on top. That's okay. I'm waiting for the water as it's slowly starting to drain down. You can see it's starting to drain through there, which means it's getting all of this part right here still a little dry, right? So I'm going to give it another good watering through, even though it looks like that would be overwatering. I'm planting this plant essentially for the first time, and we want all the soil throughout the whole pot to be soaked, and then it'll be another couple of weeks before we'll have to re-water it. So, but we've got some excellent growth on here. Some new growth happening already. Again, every time we water, it seems like we have new growth on this plant. So it was time to really give it a area. I may have to actually get some stakes and kind of stake and support this as it continues to grow. But we've got a nice woody stem going on it. So it's a very healthy plant overall. And you can prune it at this stage, but I'm not going to. I have given it the natural ability to just kind of continue to grow up, but you would prune something like this lower limb here, these ones, or you could top it here, which would force the growth a little bit more. But we're just going to water this in some more, and then I'm going to do another layer of soil. I'm going to try to keep it away from our stalk here, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we've got it finally watered in. You can see how moist the soil is all the way through. So you may have noticed on here I mentioned that I wasn't going to prune the actual tree, but what I am going to do is you see this leaf here and this leaf here. You can see there's some discoloration to it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's still healthy. You can see how green it is. It's not dying all the way through. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab a nice pair of nice clean shears. I'm just going to take off that leaf, and you can see didn't hurt the plant. It's not going to hurt the plant. The reason I'm taking off that leaf is because trees do put energy, just like any plant, vegetable or tree. They put energy into trying to save their foliage. So when you have a dead leaf, whether that be a vegetable or a dying leaf, it's best to prune it, because that actually refocuses the energy to the better parts of the plant, like fruiting or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and this larger one here too. And I have done this before with this tree, and I know that it works just fine. You can see this one overall is really healthy. It's not a lot going on with that. Just a little bit of dying there. What that's going to do is those little nubs that we just cut off are going to heal very quickly in a day or two. And they will then start refocusing that plant into new growth or into the roots itself. Looks like we've got another one back here. So we're going to go ahead and take that one too. And that's it. Now we've officially repotted it. Now I'm going to leave it in the sink here to let the water completely drain out. Make sure that I don't have water spilling out on its final placement. There you have it, guys. That's just me repotting my lemon tree. I hope this helps you guys. If you're thinking about repotting or uppotting any type of plant, you can use the same method. As always, guys, appreciate you guys watching. And if you could give this video a thumbs up, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell for some additional content to come in the future. I hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying your gardens. Thanks for watching.